Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spider Hands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're checking out a track from an artist named Beejay Jones featuring Sami, titled Believe. Without further ado, we're going to swing over to here, listen to Believe, and hear what we think. Boom. I'm sorry Spotify, I said play. Thank you. Ooh, some heavy vocal modulation. Some air horns. Oh, those drums are thunderous. A lot is going on within the first 30 seconds. But it's well polished, well metered, you know. The vocals are obviously, they're floating on top of everything else. It's a pretty happy place for them to be in. I really like this sort of melody here from, I'm not sure if this is specifically Beejay Jones or Sami, but I really loved how fragile that was in comparison to the rest of the kind of instrumentation. It sort of sounds like you're gearing up to go to war with those kind of drums, the amount of sort of like the marching that's going on, and then suddenly it seems like he's kind of crying out for help here, you know? You can do all things. It's a very low-key kind of effect, isn't it? Because I'm assuming that this is the hook. Oh no, this is the hook. Or like a reference back to the start of the intro.
From the darkest parts of hell overcame and prevailed. Weight on my shoulders could have broke it down on them scales. Focus my energy, spoke to my enemy.
I'm getting this.
So the children of the world could see that you ain't gotta be dead by 21 like they expected. The devil been trying to set boundaries, I overstepped them. Treated
okay.
my mind like Martin best get the step and use the pen like a sword, but my mind is the weapon. Jedi.
Well done. No, those are some good lines. There's a pen like the sword, my mind is a weapon. I dig that. There is a lot of animosity towards the situation that these people are saying they're in. But I love the fact that they're kind of preaching the concept of getting past their kind of the current state of things and working towards a better future. Kind of grinding away and kind of getting out of the kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm loving this, I'm loving the sort of the role recently of music where it's like, I know that things are kind of garbage right now, but we need to continue moving forward. It's not really for like the reasons of I just want to have like a nice car and like be successful. It's more like I want to improve the world around me as well as myself. I'm really digging that sort of vibe coming from music nowadays, and this track I feel kind of continues that, and it's really wholesome and I dig it. Really accessible for a single. The philosophy itself is really sound. I'm loving these harmonies while on the vocals. They're really gorgeous. Oh, I get it. Oh.
Sami, baby.
I'm not sure if Beejay was the rapper or the singer, or if Sami was the Beejay. If Sami was, I'm not sure who was doing what role, because I haven't listened to either of these artists before. But I think that the vocal effects, even though I can respect and I understand why the singer did use those effects, I also feel as if the singer was good enough on their own to not really have needed them. But it's like a genre thing, it's a style thing. So I can understand why they needed to have that sort of the auto-tune kind of stuff, maybe a little bit of the sort of chorus and such. It's cool. It spices up the lyrics and makes them sound more like an instrument than just a message board. And it was a nice contrast to the raw, gritty kind of nature of the rapper, who was telling a story that I could personally dig and get behind. Very kind of, the lyrics were sort of designed to really sort of get you in there nice and quick and help you to figure out what's going on. Well told. This was a very cohesive single that was very well produced. It was an interesting experience in terms of the actual mix itself, because it felt like the vocals were kind of sitting on top of everything else. And typically that can mean that things are too quiet, but the way it was mastered suggests to me that somehow they managed to kind of maybe cut the frequencies in the low end to kind of exclusively make it so like the bass was down and the bass, and then you had the kind of the pads out the sides, so maybe they're doing some sort of EQ widening, stereo widening or something. And then of course you had like the overdubs going on in the final chorus, where you had like some stuff happening left and right and in the center. It's a really interesting production there. I dig it. I'm really impressed with what Beejay Jones and Sami have managed to be able to do here. The musicality of it was incredibly sound. Both performers were very competent in their efforts. There was nothing intrinsically musically wrong with it. I think that there was a tinge of sadness throughout the recording, as if to suggest that the time that they're in is not particularly fun or not particularly ideal. The atmosphere of it was kind of tense. It was like sort of like an ambiguity to it and a sort of animosity. But what they were communicating with the lyrics was that even though things are like this right now, we'll continue to step forward and make things better. And all in all, I think this is an incredibly effective single that I think a lot of people will enjoy listening to. So well done to Beejay Jones and also Sami with this release. I wish them both the best of luck in future. Hopefully you also enjoyed this review as well as listening to Believe by Beejay Jones. Please do check out these wonderful artists on their Spotify and other social medias. Stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at the point in time as you need to help more than with all the crazy stuff going on. I'll catch you next review. Spider Hands out.